Shouts out to everybody that is joining us. If you are catching us in the replay, my name is Cash Parrish, so you can focus on the first 2 minutes. You can probably fast forward that and get into the meat of the thing if you're in the replay. But my name is Cash Parrish. I help business professionals and entrepreneurs build the business behind the brand. So that is what we're going to be dealing with today. Now, I'm going to be having my shot of cappuccino espresso, and I'm going to be just diving into a few things that I have on my mind today. So I'm going to try to slow pace myself. It's been a while since I've been on here giving content and doing things of that nature, but we have a lot of things that we're going to talk about today, and a lot of it is dealing with entrepreneurship and building your business and understanding who you should be working with and who you shouldn't be working with. One of the things that I want to express is there is a big movement of people saying, should I start a solo proprietorship or should I start a corporation? Should I build my own business myself or should I invest with other people? And it's to the point where some people, they are actually more so moving to, I'm going to go independent, I'm going to go solopreneur. And there's nothing wrong with that. But this is what the conversation is about. There is power in the word or the first two letters of co. So what we're talking about co, we're talking about a company. So what we're saying is sole proprietorship versus, and shouts out to everybody that's joining me. If I miss anybody, don't take it personal. I'm trying to roll and get this information to you so that way we can stay on track. But sole proprietorship, now that's when you usually start off a business, do your LLC paperwork, and you go at it solo. That's when you're doing your own thing. You don't really have any partners, investors, or anything like that. Then when you start in a corporation, you might have an S Corp or a C Corp or something of that nature. That is where you are cooperating with other people or you are functioning as a whole. Now, why am I talking about this power in the word co? Because a lot of times people don't understand co, it means with, and I'm going to get into that in a second. Now, they don't understand that means doing it with somebody. I'm about to start a company. When you're starting a company, or if you tell somebody, come over, keep me company. When you tell somebody to keep you company, that doesn't mean you want to be alone and by yourself. That means you're doing something with somebody. So there is phrases or terms that people are saying, I'm going to start my own business and I'm just going to do everything myself. Well, let me back up a little bit, because I see people joining me, and some people may have never heard me speak before. My name is Cash Parrish. My job is a business strategist. So when you think about strategy, you're thinking about a long-term process. I focus on helping your business for like 18 months, getting it to somewhere all the way out. We're not focused on a quick lick, a 3 months, a 1 month. We're focused on a long-term strategy. So when we talk about marketing strategy or business strategy, it's not something that is for a quick fix. What's up, Glam? It's not for a quick fix. If you want a quick fix, you're probably thinking about tactics. I'm going to talk about all of this in a second. But it's very important we stay focused on what I'm talking about, the word co, or the first two letters of any word, like company, like co-work, like cooperate, like community, like cohort, like commitment. Those things mean with. You got to be with somebody to have company. You got to be co-working with other freelancers in a co-working space. You have to be committed if you're going to be in a relationship. So you have to be two people focused on one goal. Now, I'm saying my job is a strategist. I'm for long term. So when we're talking about long term, we're talking about in the future, where's this business going and how are we going to drive it there, or how are we going to get it there? You don't want to, how can I say it? If you want to go for a long time, you want to go with co-founders. If you want to burn out quickly, then you want to go alone. Now, that's the gist of everything I'm going to be talking about. But now, Cash, what do you mean by that? Well, again, when you are creating an opportunity to have your own business, and it's all about, I'm trying to slow down and pace myself because I say a lot of things, and sometimes I assume that people automatically understand where we at. If you are trying to start a company to build profits and make revenue, you first have to look at the verbiage that you are using. Somebody saying, I'm going to start a business. Well, that just means you're trying to get busy. You're trying to sell something at a rate enough to make money. Anybody can start a business, an online business, offline business. The side hustle man at Walmart with the CDs believe he's in business. So I'm saying those things to say what we got to focus on as we are trying to create our company, or as we are trying to build together. We want to make sure that as we jump into operations, we are focused on working with somebody or being committed. Now, this is the problem that people run into. A lot of people find that if they're trying to work a business with somebody else, they feel that things don't go their way and that they don't like the way somebody else feel about something. I want to be the boss. When you are trying to build a business, it is in your best interest to have somebody that's of your equal, that you can bounce your ideas off of, that you can get in the mix with and challenge your mind. Because if you have everybody that's always a yes man, they always listening to you, they your staff, they focus on what you're saying and they're up under you because you cut their check, you're never going to get to see how your business can excel. Because your mindset is on, let me tell everybody what to do, and nobody can't tell you anything back. You don't always have to, I'm trying to slow it down. Look, man, we don't always have to be the boss to get a business accomplished. Sometimes if we work together with people, we can build something very, very big. But when we're trying to do everything alone and by ourselves, then more than likely we're going to build something that is very, very small. Our vanity shouldn't get in the way of our purpose. Now somebody said, what are you talking about, Cad? Your purpose or your reason for creating the business should be bigger than financials. Most of the time, the people who I see that fail for business is because they go into business for money. They do not go into the business to solve a problem for the consumer. They do not go into business because they have an overall purpose. I see this problem. I want to rid the world of this problem. It becomes an excess of greed. I want to make money. I want to get rich. I want to get paid. And they never look, businesses are built to solve problems for consumers. If you are not building your business with the consumer in mind, then we are building the business the wrong way. If we want to build a business, we have to put the customer in the center and build around the customer. The customer or the business should be customer centric. That should be the main focus. Now, again, I'm still talking about code because you're with the customer, you're with the staff, you're with the team. Everything it should be a company. You don't have a company if you don't have customers. You and I don't have a company if we don't have other people working there. I said this years ago and I say it again. If your life is the only life that your business support, then your business is on life support. You and I can't be the only one working at the company wearing all the hats forever. It has to grow. It has to mature. It has to go forward. Otherwise, it's going to die. It doesn't matter. Look, how long ago? Let's take something that we can relate to. How many old single people do you meet? Usually after they mate die, then they fall around and die. You have to do it for the cycle to mature the benefit. Right. Usually, if your mate dies, you start to see that, man. Grandma passed in 87, then grandpa passed in 89. It's usually because survival usually is codependent. People who try to go off, I'm about to live in the woods, in the mountains, I'm about to do everything solo, I'm going to isolate myself. We believe that being independent means being isolated. And it's like, no, you can be an independent entrepreneur, but you and I do not have to be isolated from other entrepreneurs. I'm going to protect my ideas, so I'm going to go in the corner and I'm going to hide. I'm going to go keep it to myself. I'm not going to share it with nobody because they're going to steal it. That is an unwise thing to say, because if you start to understand entrepreneurship, there are too many moving components for somebody to take your one idea and duplicate your company. I hope y'all heard what I said. It is too many moving components in a business for somebody to take your product or service-based idea and duplicate your company. Now that's totally different. Again, code, we talk about WIT. Somebody said, why are you on this trip? Because I'm talking about co-create. This is a new company. These are things that we have to focus on. You're going to have to understand where we are in time. And I say this too. I'm going to try to slow down. I'm eating my muffin, having my coffee, right? And I'm saying, if you start to think about this, You know much, no matter how long I stay on here talking, I've been on stages, been on YouTube, been on Periscope and podcasts, whatever you want to talk about, talk them, events, sidebars, personal phone calls. I do not have the ability to make nobody see what I'm saying. And nobody or everybody won't understand and grasp the concept. What I've come to realize, this talent is God-given. And if you do not understand and appreciate that, you'll never get it. Somebody say, why are you saying that? Because the things that we gotta say, we have to say it, because there is a movement that's saying go solo, be independent, do your own thing. You don't need a man. I stay single. All of that is baked into social media, and we consuming all of that, and it's false. And nobody's standing up telling the truth. Nobody's saying you is the cycle of life. Everything in life reproduces itself. The flowers, the birds, the bees, the trees, the fish in the seas, they all mate and reproduce themselves. But what we want to do is, I don't need nobody. I'm going to go into isolation by myself, and I'm not going to try. My business is my business, and I don't want to share my secrets with anybody else. It's foolish. That's the perfect way of saying, now that somebody said, oh man, you stepping on my toes because I'm 27 and I don't have no kids. Look, I'm not trying to step on your toes, but the cycle of life is one day you get a man or a man get a woman, he reproduces himself and die. That's how the world keeps rocking on. That's how the animal kingdom do it. That's how it goes. The cycle of life is one day you get somebody to come into your business that you know, like, and trust, and you can groom them, you can partner with them, you can put them inside of your business, and you can prosper. But I'm getting where I'm going now. You cannot hire people that you can afford. I want to hire somebody that I can afford. You need to start hiring somebody who has matching values so they can change what you can afford. Do you understand? If you see what I'm saying, put some eye emojis on here. Put a smiley face. You see what I'm saying? You cannot hire people that you can afford. Hiring people that you can afford is going to keep you broke. Somebody say, Cash, wait, what? What did you say? I'm saying if you have $20 that you can spend, and you go hire a person worth $20, you're going to get $20 worth of work. But if you need somebody that's worth $100, you got to save up. You got to stop buying the shoes and the outfits and the cars. And you got to stop living above your means. So you can take them money and stack it to the side and say, you know what? I'm going to get your boy. He worth $100. I'm going to pay him because he's going to help me make $1,000. But when we get this business, we think these businesses are our cash cow. They're supposed to be there to finance my life. And I'm supposed to get rich. And I'm supposed to blow. That don't come in the beginning stages of a business. I don't care who told you that. And I said it yesterday. And look, 65% of all businesses don't make $100K. I don't care what it is. Lawyers, doctors, I talk with them all. They don't. Look. You got to watch what you say because you never know which one of your clients is tuning in or checking out. But I'm telling you, it don't matter if they went to college and they're a lawyer. You can't escape the laws of life. The laws of life is 80-20. 80% of these people out here is fraud. Most of the people that's talking on social media is talking on social media with the hopes of getting money but never got money. They never built nothing. They never stacked it up. Never had employees. They teaching you how to run a business and they never had a business. Their first business is teaching business. And I'm telling you, these things is I'm just having coffee. I'm just sharing my thoughts. Because I'm telling you, let me get back on track and saying, hire somebody who has values to bring to your company so they could change what you can afford. Now, when you start to think about values and you start to look at different things well, how can I express it? These are the principal things. They're the standards. They like the behaviors or the way that a person has a judgment in life. What do you value? So some people say, I value honesty, integrity, professionalism, kindness. I have profitability in my company. That is what I want to have. And there's an old proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. And I'm going to tell you that I was building a business one time, not mentioning names. Somebody was working with me or working for me, and soon as they was released or soon as they left, they decided to go out there and start telling people, look, I'm going to change the rates. I'm going to lower these rates. Now I'm coming to you as mobile business now. Now they talking about, let me take the clients that I once had at that business. See, that is the true person I was working with. That person never believed in the rates that we was charging. They never believed in the customer had to come to our place of business. They never believed that you shouldn't steal clients. They always was that way. Why? They had no values. And as long as you're trying to build with someone like that and you don't see that their values are not aligned, guess what? The company won't grow. You'll be carrying them. And that's why people are saying, I don't want to get with people. I don't want to have a business. That's like saying, I don't want to get me a wife because wives have problems. Niggas have problems too. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get me a man because they come with problems. Well, women come with problems too. We're not going to negate the fact that people are human, but what we're trying to figure out is how do we find somebody who has like-minded values? When you're building a business and you're trying to get this business to grow, they got to be a standard where that we operate. See, I don't care who you are, management, leadership, a subordinate. You go to that business and there's a training process. There's an HR program. Do you know if the CEO is out of line with the company values, he's going to get terminated? Wait, he the CEO. Do you realize that if they set company values in place and say, this is how we treat customers, this is how we treat employees, we believe in these values, and you don't hold true to that, you're gone. Now, let me say this too, because I'm talking about value, and I said these are your one's judgments or what's important to a person in their life or into their business or principles. These are behaviors, right? And I'm trying to express these things. These are very important to the success and the failure of your business, of your personal life. If you keep engaging with people that do not hold the same values or do not hold things of a value, you're never going to see the company grow. Some people there for a job. Some people there for a paycheck. Those people will not help your business transform and grow. If you want to have your business to transform and grow, align yourself with people who think like you, who move like you. Somebody might say, I don't know no people who think like me. Then we have to get out. But let me say this too. Because there's a big movement on this. Know your worth. A black girl is worth this. You valuable. Let me express this to you. Now, this is, I'm on a topic, off the topic, still talk about code now. If you have to express to me your value, it's one of the two of us don't understand your value. It's either you or it's me. Now, I'm going to say this. If I'm trying to express to you, look, you can't see me on the street and talk to me and say, Cash, why are you charging $200 an hour for business consultations? Then you obviously don't know me. You don't know what I have done. You don't know what I'm capable of doing. And so you're the one that got the problem. But at the same time, there's certain people out here who no matter what you explain to them, they will never see it. They will never get it because their values are not the same. Give you an example. If you are a diamond dealer, you've been trained to look at diamonds. You've been trained to see the flaws. You've been trained to see the beauty. You've been trained to see the clarity. You can look at a diamond and set value on that diamond because that's the set of skills that you have. If you are a home appraiser, you can roll up to a property and evaluate that property and appraise it and put a value on it. But you know who can't do it? I can't. I'm not a diamond dealer. So it don't make no sense to try to come talk to me about diamonds. I will never understand it because I'm not skilled in it. What are you trying to say, Cash? I'm saying if you are a young lady kicking it with a man, if you are a entrepreneur trying to kick it with a teammate, and they do not have the skill sets to evaluate a diamond, maybe you talking to the wrong people. I shouldn't have to go home and tell my wife, you don't appreciate me. You don't see my value. You don't understand who I am. You know why she probably don't understand? Because she don't have the eyes to see it. And guess what? You need to make a decision. You going to stay or you going to leave. But what you can't do is sit there and feel unappreciated and undervalued. What? Cash, how does that tie into what I'm saying? I'm saying you can't feel that way because that's going to undercut the price that you can charge. You trying to work with customers that don't understand what you do. You trying to convince them. You and I are not in the convincing business. We are in the display business, the demonstrate business. Live your life. Live your real existence. All you have to do is get out there and talk and share your knowledge and expertise to the right market fit. You know, when I talk to people that went to trade school, some of them struggle with what I'm saying. When I talk to people who went to college, they get it. So you know what I stopped doing? I stopped talking to people who haven't went to any schooling of a higher learning because they didn't get me. They don't want to pay me. So you got to understand who you with. Again, there's power in the word commitment, collaborate. Who are you with? Who are you aligning yourself with? And who are you pulling yourself together with? See, if you got a good parent is always at the house telling you, say thank you when you take something from somebody or when you get something from somebody. Make sure you say, yes, ma'am, yes, sir. They telling you, keep your feet off the walls. Don't jump on the sofa. They instilling in you the value so when you go out the house, you know how to conduct yourself. Cash, why is that important? Because if your business does not have values, I don't care who you collaborate with, who you bring into the business. If you all don't have a simple set of rules and goals inside the business, they're going to be jumping on a couch. They're going to be standing on the furniture, feet against the wall, smoking in the spot because you brought in the person that is not on the same page and wave level as you and I are. So it means you put in my business. Right. Okay. I'm trying to tell you, look at Lisa on here. What's up, Lisa? And he's saying facts. He's in the military. They, if I'm not mistaken, y'all have a dog tag with values on it, with selflessness and integrity and stuff like that. That is what the military drills into each and every last soldier. So when they get out on the battlefield, nobody goes for self because they selfless. They're not going to leave their brother to die out there in the battlefield fighting because they got scared and they ran off. That's proper training for a company. But again, if you want to go hide in your corner, don't open up and share and become transparent to your team and your members, you can get somebody killed. You can go out of business. You're going to lose everything. And I'm saying values is expressions and actions and behavior all day, every day by day, minute by minute. See, when you under pressure, values don't change. When you in a crisis, values don't change. When there's turbulence in your life, value don't change. We're testing you through the turbulence, through the crisis. Oh my goodness, I could be talking all day because people don't want to go through hardship and have hard times and they don't want to see anything. Everybody got this idea. I'm about to open a business and I'm about to fucking ball. That's what they be. That's the mindset. They think that the business they work for is easily making money and they can actually top the business they working for. So I'm going to quit this business. I'm about to open my own business and about to ball. And it just don't work that way. That's like you saying, I'm about to meet me a man or meet me a woman, get married and live happily ever after. There won't be any infidelity. There won't be any financial hardship. There won't be any suffering and sacrifice. There won't be any depression. There won't be any struggles with raising kids. There won't be any kids with physical ailments, mental ailments. We're not going to have any problems because we believe it so. And it just don't work that way. And I'm saying, as you and I go forward in understanding that controversy, turbulence, crisis is supposed to happen in your business, but how you and I are going to handle it, we got to be the role model and example of values for the people that we collaborate with. See, when people start to see that you're not on your business and you're not on your game, or if I'm not on my business and on my game, then the values go out the window. So guess what? Nobody's running around a business with the values. And I'm not trying to make the conversation all about values, but I got to say that to say, because sometimes people don't want partners not because partners don't work, because they choose the wrong partner. That's the point I'm trying to get at. They choose the wrong partner and they rather stay by themselves. Relationships just don't work. All these niggas out here ain't shit, but they keep choosing ain't shit niggas. And he be like, sips tea. The common denominator is you and I to the problem. They got to start looking at that. If you start to say that this thing don't work, I don't want to start a company because companies don't work, whatever. That's a bad way to look at it. I'm slowing down. I'm coming down to the point. And if anybody have questions or topics or anything they want to discuss for the time that I'm on here, put your question on there and I will definitely deal with it. Building a company, this is going to sound crazy because I keep on saying you got to be with more than one person. You have to build a company. It's commitment, collaborate, co-create, coming together. Now, I'm saying that, but there's going to be a duality of the thing that I'm trying to express. A company means more than one. But the mindset that we have to have is at one mint. Do you realize that you and I could be with somebody and still be alone? Do we realize that? We could be with somebody and still be alone because we're not at one. We don't have the same mind. We don't have the same drive. We don't have the same goals. We don't have the same needs and desires. What are you talking about, Cash? I'm saying if you try to build a business with somebody who is not in the same mind frame, we here too. Oh man, I'm trying to say something simple, but I gotta tell so many stories. You keep hearing, billionaires like Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg or Howard Schultz or Oprah Winfrey. Who helped them? You believe they got to $1 billion by themselves? That's what you think? You think you about to do what Oprah did because you could do it because she did it. Man, they don't never tell you about the team, the blood, sweat, and tears, the people. There's people on here right now who helped me with my business 10 years ago. That's facts. That they name probably not going to even be mentioned when people tell my story. But when I tell my story, I got to mention them. There would be no Skintastic or Cash P if it wasn't for Vonda or Leezy or Ray, people like that. If they wasn't involved, there would be no Skintastic. There would be no history of that. There would be no co-create. There would be no quintessence if certain people wasn't around. But you'll never hear their name. And I'm trying to say that to say these people have been instrumental. You cannot believe that you're going to get there on your own. But like I said, you could be with people and be so alone. We have to choose the right people. So in the end, when I started in the beginning, I talk about sole proprietorship versus corporation. And when somebody's saying, which LLC should I start? You should start a corporation with the mindset that it needs to be sole proprietor. Now somebody say, wait, what? What you mean by that? I'm saying when I say soul, I don't mean one human being. I mean one as in soul, as in one, soul, air, soul is as in one mindset. You need to go in there saying, when we build, I got to get a partner that's together. Some of us don't need to be in business with our spouses. Some of us don't need to be in business with our cousins. Some of us don't need to be in business with our homeboys because some of them ain't built the same. And I don't care how much you lay next to them in the bed and love them. When it comes to business, they may not be built like you. Maybe you need to find somebody who's built like you that has the same values and mindsets, that soul, that oneness, and co-create with them, collaborate with them, join forces with them. Because it will be in our best interest if we are trying to be successful, if we understand that we can't do it alone. Now I'm winding down. I'm going to say this. It don't matter how smart you are or how smart I am or how brilliant we can be. It's too much work for you to build $1 million business by yourself. You're going to need a lot of technology. You're going to need a lot of help. You're going to need, people to dedicate and give time. Oh, man, every time I say something, I get to something else. There's people who they always want to steal your time but never give you time. They want to call you, shoot the breeze. They want to talk, catch you at the club, chop it up, do all that talking. But they never want to help you with the business. People think I'm supporting your business because I showed up. You had a free ticket. You didn't buy a ticket. You didn't pay for a shirt. You can't help me with support if you're not supporting the workload. That's right. No doubt, Glam. Yeah, you gotta help with the workload. If you don't help with the workload, then you not support. Man, I was at everything you had. I was supporting you. Bro, you didn't support me. You didn't pass out a flyer, post nothing. You didn't even repost me, man. You didn't DM nobody. Check my man's out. He that fire. He showing love. Hit him up. Man, and you want to say you supported me? Showing up is not support. That's not support. Getting in the streets and working with your dog, that's support. Man, get them people from around you that just want to come when you popping. They want to be, hey man, they want to say, share my content out, but they won't share yours out. They want to say, man, do my hair or give me a shirt, but they don't want to goddamn pay for nothing. And I'm trying to say that to say there's a level of commitment that you have to be committed to for yourself to make sure that your business is going the right way and you put the right people in your circle and the right team together. And I should have been said this. Those people who really enjoy my content right now, I got WhatsApp where I'm going to be giving out way more longer videos and stuff like that direct to your phone if you join my WhatsApp that's in my Instagram link. But I want to say that and then keep moving, right? So I'm saying that if you are committed to running the best business and building the best company and growing. Now, I started off earlier, I was talking about I'm a business strategist. I'm long-term. I don't work with people who want to be a hustler. Like people use that term side hustle. This is my side hustle. I don't work with that. Somebody said, why not? Because there just won't be enough money for everybody to get paid. If you're thinking about just, I'm going to go to work in the daytime and I'm going to just sell this such and such on the side, that's cool. Get your bag up. But that's not a company. A company or an entrepreneur has the mindset that he's trying to scale something. He's trying to grow something. He's eventually going to leave the job. The side hustle going to be the main hustle. Then the main hustle going to employ 2, 3, 4, 5 people. Do you know I talk to people who never want to employ people? Oh, I don't like people working with me. I don't like people working for me. I can't even hang with people like that. That's a bad mentality. That you saying I'm going to look, and I don't mean to offend no females or no men on here that's in a situation. But that's like saying I'm going to get pregnant and raise this kid on my own. A boy needs a father. A girl needs a father. Now you could do it. They do it every day. People start small businesses every day. But when you want to have a company or a family, it's a unit. It's a mother, it's a father, and it's children in one roof. Somebody said, Cash, what you saying? You coming down on people? No, I'm trying to tell you, you got to throw away the mentality of I'm going to do everything by myself. I'm too proud to ask for help. I don't want to join forces with nobody. And you got to dive headlong into finding the right people to do everything with. Because if you keep on fooling with the wrong people, man, it's going to be hardship, pain, sorrow, headaches. And then you're going to throw in the towel and say, I'm never having a business partner. Now, I'm going to say this as well before I close out, because a lot of people say, well, you know what? Some people say I'm trying to get rich. Some people say they're not. Man, entrepreneurship is not about getting rich. They are nonprofit entrepreneurs. You know, they call, if I'm not mistaken, what they call socialpreneurs or something to that effect. I forget the name of it. But that's where they raise grant funding and they have a cause that they dealing with. They get a nice size check. They might give 150, 50,000, depending on how much funding they raise. No doubt. They depending on how much funding they raise, and they get a check from that, right? But they have a cause that some company like Nike might have gave them 300,000, or they might have talked to Facebook and raised 15,000, different things like that. So I'm saying that to say you don't have to have a business that's designed to make millions of dollars. It's go how far you want to go. But this is what I'm saying. Just don't go alone. I wish I could scream that as much as I can. Tell people your vision. Tell people your idea. Tell people your dream that you believe worthy of hearing it. Stop talking to people who have no value to add to it. If you don't think that they have an entrepreneur mind to help you and you don't think that they're a customer, fuck them. Straight like that. Like how the old people say you're casting your pearls to swines. Boy, them pearls you dropping, a swine can't appreciate it. So why you keep on trying? I talked about the diamond dealer. I talked about the house appraisal. If you can't appreciate what I'm giving, I can't keep sharing. You're wasting your time. You want to focus on that. And I'm talking about co-create, collaborate, commitment, starting yourself a company. Stop letting people out here tell you you should be independent, solopreneur, go for self, side hustle. All that's going to be is a burnout. I talked about that earlier in the broadcast. You're going to burn out. You want to burn out? Go alone. You go through your city and drive past the buildings and look around at businesses where you know they had one person working the counter. They was also servicing the customer, and they was also running the marketing, and see if they still there. It don't take long. Let me tell you how businesses work. Since I'm sharing, businesses usually start off with one person, and they usually grow, but they start growing, and the entrepreneur has no concept of values. They have no concept of missions and visions, and they don't put that in order. And then the company gets out of hand, problematic, and they're not trained correctly, and the entrepreneur usually starts to hate the staff. And after they start to hate the staff, they start to get rid of the staff. They say the staff is problems. And once they decide that the staff is problems, they start to shrink. And as they start to shrink, they go all the way back into what we call infancy stage. And in infancy stage, then that means that there is nobody there but them. And you know an infant can't survive without a parent, without other family members. It's going to take somebody else there to help that infant. And when that when that business goes back to infancy, it dies. And that's usually what happens. And that's not Cash Parrish talking. That is facts. That is law of business. Go and study it. If you're operating by yourself and you're not thinking about scaling and growing, how long before you burn out? How long before I burn out? Now, I'm not preaching that solopreneurship is wrong. I'm saying it's wrong for a person who wants to scale or wants to grow. It's wrong for a person who have an idea of making a large amount of money if they say, I want to be able to take home $100,000. Well, you can't have a business. Let me throw this out there because these are facts I always drop to people. Payroll maxes out at 30%. So for you as one person to take $100,000 from your company, that means your company probably is going to have to make about $300, give or take $350,000 for you to take $100,000 to your house. Your business has to make about $350,000. I can almost guarantee you, unless you're selling dope, the chances of you making $350,000 as one person inside of your business is slim to none. It's too much product that has to be sold. It's too much. Oh, I could talk about that too. I said too much product that has to be sold. But look, we're not in the business of selling a lot of products. We are in the business of making profits. That's the difference. They got people out here who's selling a lot of products and breaking even, selling a lot of products and losing money. So I just throw that out there too. Your game, if you in the shoe business, if you in the hair business, if you in the digital media business, if you in the subscription-based business, if your business is not profitable, I don't care if you got 1,000 units sold this month or 1,000,000 units sold this year. If you're not making no profits, it's a waste of damn time. So I said that to say, make sure whatever you're selling is actually profitable to your business. We more so concerned with value over here and less about numbers. You don't need all these vanity metrics that's trying to convince you that you are on point. You want to have the finances that says this business is profitable. So that's why I said, if you have dreams of having $100K to operate your home coming from your business, the business got to generate more than $100K. And I just said 65% of all businesses don't do that. I don't care what you see on Instagram and all the people flexing and they cars and they houses and they telling you, buy my program, get this, get that, I'm successful, do it like me. They are some real ones. I'm not going to say everybody lying, but a lot of those people, when you get to see them, they look, this ain't no disrespect too, but a lot of people, you floss it like they so tech friendly, like, oh man, I just rock with Uber. Truth be told, they can't afford a car. You know what I'm saying? And they really like, that's really where they be at. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, and there's nothing wrong with getting started. I could be jumping everywhere. Because somebody said, Cash, you sound like it's a bad thing because people not, no, get started. But don't tell lies. Get started, but hold your value. Let the people know you're just getting started. Get started, but let these people know that you want to come up. Don't be trying to persuade them like you've done it already and it all be fraudulent, because again, it does not matter. We cannot escape the laws of business. Your chances of failing at business is greater than succeeding. That's why when people see success with things they know is hard, people stand up there and salute like, woo, that boy did $100,000 last month, bro. That's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because again, do the numbers. Go back and check. Most people not going to see that in a lifetime. Most people not going to have a $200,000, $300,000 business ever. Businesses close at the rate of 80% in 5 years. Every 5 years, you got a whole new set of businesses. You go back to 2014, the people who's on Instagram doing entrepreneurship, probably not there doing entrepreneurship now, because it's just that hard. And again, we could tell a lot of lies and we could front, but it is what it is. So in closing, I'm saying focus, man. Focus on collaborating. This new company that we're creating, Co-Create, it is about working with people to be interconnected. I would say this too. People always talk about networking. I'm iffy on networking. It depends on how you do networking. Going to a networking party and meeting a bunch of random ass people will not be of the greatest benefit to your time in your life. If I'm in tech and you over there in agriculture, unless we developing a tech agriculture product, there's no reason for us to be networking back and forth. We can't help each other. If you're in tech, you probably want to go to tech mixers. If you are in beauty, you probably want to go to beauty industry mixers. If you are in fitness, you want to go to fitness industry mixers. But going to just the city council or the Better Business Bureau or the local chamber of commerce to meet every fucking body is a waste of your damn time. All you're going to do is pay membership fees and meet a bunch of people that will not and cannot help you prosper. So you and I have to make sure we understand that all of our actions have to be intentional and industry specific. And then we can go out there and start to see things happen and make things happen clearer. So that's what Co-Create is about. It's about collaborating, about working together, and about joining forces. And I'll talk more about that in the future. But if you like the content that you heard, don't forget to subscribe to my WhatsApp channel. Go on to the Instagram profile, and right at the top there's a link. Click that, shoot me a text, and I'm going to put you in the contacts. And that way when we dropping things, because these live videos only stay up for 24 hours, and I take them, I throw them in a vault with all the other videos and things like that. And Instagram does not let our content go to everybody or even let people see half the memes or posts that we create. So this is a better connection to real content that's sent out from a good place of love. So if you want some of that, make sure when you get off of here, you go and click that link, shoot me the text, and it's just that simple. And I'm not going to be stalking y'all all day long. If you're on WhatsApp, just do that for your boy, and we're going to make it happen. I appreciate y'all joining me. My name is Cash Parrish. I help the businesses build the brands, and I want to help you get whatever you're trying to get accomplished done, and we can do that together. So until I broadcast again, which is probably going to be very soon, y'all stay cool, be blessed, and peace.